Hello students and Namaste. Our today's topic for your standard 9th English is chapter number 11, If I Were You, by Douglas James. Right, so this chapter is going to be our last chapter for your literature part, and after this in our syllabus we'll be left with only your last supplementary reader, that is supplementary number 10. Okay, so let us begin with this chapter. So basically the main character of this chapter, If I Were You, is Gerard, who is a playwright. Playwright means a person who writes for plays. Plays means acts. Okay, so he was a playwright, and one day what happened, he was at his home and he was about to leave his home for delivering the props. Props are usually the things which are used by the people during the act or the play. Even we have seen during the dance, means dance shows, you might have seen the dancers, they use the props and with the help of which they do the dance. So he was about to leave the house for delivering the props for rehearsal, right? Usually before the final act is done, a rehearsal is done. So for that he was just about to leave the house, and at that point of time an intruder enters his house. Now what is the meaning of intruder? So intruder means a person who illegally enters someone else's property with a criminal intention, right? In Gujarati we say ghusankhori, right? So illegally, if a person enters someone else's property for criminal intention, is known as intruder. Okay, so at that point of time an intruder enters the Gerard's house. Okay, and then what is happening, that intruder, he had a gun in his hand and he had already murdered someone else, and he was running away from the police and he was trying to hide himself, right? So he had entered Gerard's house and he wanted to kill Gerard and take away his identity so that the remaining or the rest of his life he could live peacefully. That means he had made a plan that he will enter someone else's house, and that house was of Gerard. There he would kill Gerard and disguise himself. That means he would leave the identity of Gerard, and so that his remaining life would be peaceful, right? But Gerard was also writing plays and acts, so he was also very smart enough, right? And he made a plan in his mind. And what happened, that is, when the intruder, when he is trying to kill Gerard, right, he escapes from being killed. The Gerard escapes from being killed, right? And from the intruder who wanted to take away his identity, and that is how the Gerard, means at the end he fools the intruder. Now how he fools the intruder and how he saves himself, right, will be seen in the chapter. So let us begin with the textual part, explanation of the chapter, right? So at the end what he does, he fools the intruder and he puts or he imprisons him in the cupboard and he locks it from the outside, and he calls police and hands him over to the police, right? So Gerard hands over the intruder to the police. So that is what the story is all about. Let us read out the chapter and try to understand it in detail. Okay, Gerard lives alone in a lonely cottage. An intruder, the meaning I have already told, who is a criminal, enters his cottage. He intends to murder Gerard and take on his identity. Does he succeed? Right? So that is the question which will, the answer for which we'll find out in the end of this chapter. Right? Scene: a small cottage interior. There is an entrance back right, which may be curtained. Another door to the left must be a practical door. The furniture is simple, consisting of a small table towards the left, a chair or two, and a divan, rather upstage, on the right. So divan is usually a large sized couch which does not have support for keeping the arms or even the back. Okay. So divan rather upstage on the right, and even we can say a big sized bed, because usually in the beds we don't have supporters to keep the arms or the back. Okay. On the table is a telephone. Now let us proceed further. What is written on page number 139? When the curtain rises, right? So this is a chapter which is in the form of an act or a play. Okay. When the curtain rises, usually we have seen in the plays or the act that when it starts, the curtains, they rise. So when the curtain rises, Gerard is standing by the table making a phone call. He is of a medium height and wearing horn-rimmed glasses. Horn-rimmed glasses means having frames that are colored with a mixture of dark and light brown, right? So that is horn-rimmed glasses. So glasses we all know, and the horn rim means it is a glass with usually a dark color, right, which is a mixture of a dark color and a light brown color shade in that. Okay. He is dressed in a lounge. He is dressed in a lounge suit and a great coat. His voice is cultured, right? So a sophisticated voice. Gerard. Well, tell him to phone up directly, right? That means the act has already started and he is speaking on the phone. I must know. Yes, I expect I will still be here, but you mustn't count on that. In about 10 minutes time, right ho, goodbye. Right, so right ho. Usually when we are speaking on the phone, you all might have seen the people when they agree on something, when they consent on something, if I want to say yes, I will say ho. So right ho, so right, it is a kind of expression or an agreement, right? That means I am agreeing to that. Okay, ho. Right? So in about 10 minutes time, right ho, goodbye. He puts down the phone and goes to the divan on the left, where there is a traveling bag, right? So he goes to the divan where there is a traveling bag and starts packing. Whilst means while he is thus engaged, another man similar in build means the physical structure, right? Another man who is being talked about, he looks similar to Gerard. Okay, so similar in build to Gerard enters from the right silently, revolver in his hand. That means he is having a gun in his hand. He is flashily dressed in an overcoat and a soft hat, right? He is flashily means bright or fancy, right? Usually there is a means fancy means usually bright or fancy colored clothes or things which usually attracts the attention is known as fancy. Okay, so he is flashily dressed, right, in an overcoat and a soft hat. He bumps accidentally against the table. Bumps means hitting against something, right? Bumps means hitting against something. So he was trying to enter silently, but he just got hit with a table. And at the sound, Gerard turns quickly, right? So as soon as the Gerard hears the sound, he turns quickly. Gerard, pleasantly. Why? This is a surprise. Sorry. Mr. Right, because Gerard is not knowing who the person is. Intruder. I am glad you are pleased to see me. Right. So even the intruder is saying that I am pleased to. Right, it's pleasant to see you. Okay, I am glad you are pleased to see me. I don't think you will be pleased for long. So what the intruder is saying, because he had come to Gerard's house with a criminal mind or criminal intention. So what he is saying that right now you are pleased, but this pleasant moment will not be there for you for a longer period of time. Right. So what he is saying that I don't think you will be pleased for long. Put those paws up. put those paws up. That means he's trying to say hands up. Okay. Gerard, this is all very melodramatic, right? So Gerard, what he's saying, he's absolutely cool and calm, right? So what he's saying, that this looks like a melodrama, right? Because this thing was actually happening with him. So he is saying that I feel like a kind of drama is going on. Not very original, perhaps, but intruder, trying to be calm and Gerard, nonchalant. Nonchalant means relaxed and calm in a way that shows that you do not care or are not worried about anything, right? So nonchalant. So Gerard was absolutely relaxed and he was not at all worried about any kind of thing. Nonchalant, in your words, I think, right? Intruder, thanks a lot. You will soon stop being smart. I'll make you crawl. I want to know a few things. See, right? So I told you in the introduction part only that this intruder, he actually wanted to kill Gerard, but before that he wanted to know something, or he wanted to get information or details about Gerard, because after killing him he wanted to take away his identity and he wanted to live the remaining life of Gerard peacefully, right? That means the intruder wanted to live Gerard's life, right? So that no one can come to know that he is a criminal. Next page, that is page number 140. Gerard, anything you like, I know all the answers. But before you begin, I should like to change my position. You may be comfortable, but I am not. Right? So the conversation which is going on between both of them, right? If any other person was there in place of Gerard, that person would be frightened and scared, and he would be scared. But Gerard, from the way or by the means from the from his talking and the way he is talking, we can just find it out that he is just relaxed and comfortable. Intruder, sit down there and no funny business. Motions to a chair and sits himself on the divan by the bag. Now, then, we will have a nice little talk about yourself, right? So this is what the intruder is saying, that we will have a little talk about yourself. Okay. Gerard, at last a sympathetic audience. I will tell you the story of my life. How as a child I was stolen by the gypsies, and why at the age of 32 I find myself in my lonely Essex cottage. How? So this is how he is trying to give information about himself. Intruder, keep it to yourself and just answer my questions, right? So Gerard was trying to give information about him, but the intruder, what is saying, that I don't want all this kind of information, you just keep it to yourself, only answer the questions what I am asking. You live here alone? Well, do you? Gerard, I am sorry, I thought you were telling me, not asking me. A question of inflection. Right, so inflection is usually a voice modulation, right? Usually there is a change in the pitch of the voice. Okay, so that is inflection. If I say like this, you live alone, you live alone, right? So that means I am trying to tell that person, I am informing that person that I know this thing. But when I say you live alone, that means I am trying to inquire or ask a question, right? So that is the difference. Okay, so a question of inflection. Your voice is unfamiliar. Intruder, with emphasis. That means the intruder is asking the question, but Gerard is not answering him properly. So again, the intruder is asking with emphasis. What he is saying? Do you live here alone? Gerard, And if I don't answer, so again he's asking a question, what if I don't answer? Intruder, you have got enough senses not to want to get hurt. That means the intruder is saying that you are smart enough and you know what I am trying to say, that if you will not answer me, I'll try to hurt you, and you know it very well that you don't want to get hurt, right? Gerard, I think good sense is shown more in the ability to avoid pain than in the mere desire to do so. What do you think, Mr. Right? So he is asking like this because he still don't know who the opposite person or the intruder is. Intruder, never mind my name. That means it's okay, you don't need to know my name. I like yours better. Right? So intruder, what he is saying, that I like your name better. Mr. Gerard, what are your Christian names? Right? So usually at our home we have one name which is our original name, which is given to us at the time of birth, but afterwards there are many names which the people they call us, right? So that is known as Christian name. Okay, so what are your Christian names? Gerard, Vincent Charles. Intruder, do you run a car? Gerard, no. Intruder, that's a lie. You are not dealing with a fool, right? So when a question was asked that do you drive a car, what Gerard said, no, I don't drive a car. So what the intruder said, that you are trying to fool me, I am not a fool. I am as smart as you and smarter, and I know you run a car. Better be careful. Wise guy, that means he is trying to warn him that better be careful. Next time when you answer me, it should be correct. Okay. Gerard, are you American or is that merely a clever imitation? Right? So the accent or the way he is talking is an American accent. So even Gerard is trying to get information about that person or the intruder. Intruder, listen, this gun is no toy, right? Because he was having a toy or he was having a gun. So he is trying to tell Gerard that this is not a toy, it's an original gun. I can hurt you without killing you and still get my answers. Gerard, of course, if you put it like that, I will be glad to assist you. Right? I do possess a car and it's in the garage round the corner. Right? So now he's saying that I have a car, I do have a car, and it is in the garage. Intruder, that's better. Do people often come out here? Gerard, very rarely. That means very rarely the people they come over here at his home. Surprisingly, few people take the trouble to visit me. There is the baker and the greengrocer, of course. That means he's trying to say that the greengrocer and the baker are the people who usually come at my place. And then there is the milkman, quite charming, but no one so interesting as yourself. Right? So these are the people who come at my place, but they are not as interesting as you are. That is what the Gerard is saying. Intruder, I happen to know that you never see tradespeople. Right? So usually the tradespeople are the people with specialized kind of training to do some kind of particular work, like the carpenter, painter, plumber. Right? So those are the tradespeople. Next page, there is page number 141. Gerard, you seem to have taken a considerable amount of trouble. That means when the intruder is giving information about Gerard, so Gerard comes to know that before coming there, the intruder has gathered at least some kind of information about him. So what the Gerard is saying, that you seem to have taken a considerable amount of trouble, right, to gather information about me. That is what he is saying. Since you know so much about me, won't you say something about yourself? You have been so modest, right? So modest means not too proud or confident about yourself, right? If a person is not much confident or proud about himself, then that person is known as modest. Intruder. I could tell you plenty. You think you are smart, but I am the top of the class around here. I have got brains and I use them. That's how I have got where I have. Right? So that means the intruder is trying to tell Gerard that I am very intelligent and smart and I use my brains wherever required, and by doing so I have reached to the position where I am right now. Right? Gerard. And where precisely have you got? So Gerard is trying to insult or question the intruder. Okay, that from where you have got all this brain or smartness. I didn't require a great brain to break into my little cottage. Right? So what Gerard is saying, that it didn't means to enter into a small cottage like this. It doesn't require any kind of brain or smartness. Right? So you are trying to say that you are very smart enough, but I don't think so, or I don't find it out. Gerard. And where precisely have you got? Right, that we have already done. Intruder. When you know why I have broken into your little cottage, you will be surprised, and it won't be a pleasant surprise. Right. So what the intruder is trying to tell Gerard is that when you will come to know my intention of coming to your small little cottage, right, so this pleasant surprise will no longer be pleasant. That means when you will come to know the intention or the reason why I have come over here, right, you will be quite afraid and surprised. That is what the intruder is trying to say. Gerard. With you figuring so largely in it, that is understandable. By the way, what particular line of crime do you embrace? Embrace means to hold. That means what kind of crime do you do? Again, in crime we know that there can be so many different types of crimes. So he's trying to ask, what kind of crime do you do? Or aren't you a specialist? Intruder. My specialty is jewel robbery. Your car will do me a treat. It's certainly a dandy bus. Right? So dandy means something that is very good or impressive. Right? Because it's easy for him to use the car and escape anywhere where the intruder wants. Gerard. I am afraid jewels are few and far between in the wilds of Essex. Right? So in the wilds of Essex means this is a kind of phrase used over here. So it means an area where few or no people live. Right? So Essex is a place where there is very few people living. So what he is saying, I am afraid jewels are few and far between in the wilds of Essex. So that is what Gerard is trying to tell the intruder. Now what the intruder is saying, so are the cops, so are the cops. Right? That means even the cops, that means the policemen are also very few. That means if there is less policemen, then if there are more policemen, then he will be easily caught. But if there is less policemen, he can easily escape from them. That is what the intruder is trying to say. So are the cops. I can retire here nicely for a little while. Retire means settle. So intruder is trying to say that as even the cops are very less over here, I can easily settle over here at Gerard's place. Gerard. You mean to live with me? A trifle sudden, isn't it? You have not been invited. That means the trifle. Trifle means to talk in a mocking manner. Majak. Right? In a mocking manner with intent to mislead. That means he is trying to mislead the communication going on. He is trying to mislead the intruder. He is trying to ask him a question that you are going to live with me? I haven't invited you to live with me. So why you are here? Right? Further, intruder. Now what he is saying, you won't be here long. So I didn't trouble to ask. Right? So what the intruder is saying, that you won't be here for long. Right? That means I am going to kill you, and that is the reason I didn't bother to ask you that whether I should come to live with you or not. Gerard. What do you mean? Intruder. This is your big surprise. I am going to kill you. Gerard, a little harsh, isn't it? Right. So Gerard is saying that it's a little harsh thing, right? If you are saying the person on his face that I am going to kill you, that is what he is trying to say. Intruder, with heavy sarcasm. Sarcasm means you might be knowing the meaning, right? To say something, right, which is in an insulting manner or a way, right? So sarcasm is the use of words that mean the opposite, right? If I say that you look very nice, right, but actually I mean to say that you are not at all looking good, so that is sarcasm. Okay, so usually sarcasm is done to insult the opposite person. Okay, so let us move further. Intruder, with heavy sarcasm. Yeah, I will be sorry to do it, right? So he is actually not means he won't be sorry or he won't be feeling bad, but he is just trying to insult Gerard. Okay, I have taken fancy to you, right? Fancy means to take pleasure. So I have taken a fancy to you, but it's just got to be done, right? So that means I am talking with you in a pleasant manner, I am behaving in a good way, but that is not my real intention. I have come over here to kill you. Gerard, why add murder to your other crimes, right? Because he told that he was a jewel robber, so he is saying that why you are adding another crime to yourself. Why add murder to your other crimes? It's a grave step you are taking, right? That means Gerard is trying to warn him that you are doing wrong. Intruder, I am not talking it for fun. I am not taking it for fun. Sorry. I have been hunted long enough. That means he is trying to say that I am not doing this thing for fun. But the thing is, like the police, they are trying to chase me from long time, right? I am wanted for murder already and they can't hang me twice. That means the intruder is trying to say that I am already wanted because I have done a kind of murder, and he is trying to say that if I'll murder you, that will be a second murder, and for that I won't get any extra punishment. Okay, so that is what is told. Gerard, you are planning a gratuitous double. Gratuitous means not necessary or appropriate, right? That means once you have done a murder, you don't need to do it the second time, right? So to speak, admitted you have nothing to lose but what you have to gain. Intruder, I have got freedom to gain. As for myself, I am a poor haunted rat. As Vincent Charles Gerard, I am free to go places and do nothing. That means he is trying to say that I am wanted by the police and my life is like a rat who always needs to hide in the hole, because I cannot move freely, because if I'll try to move freely, I'll be caught by the police. And being Vincent Charles Gerard, right, I can move anywhere where I want to. I can live a free life in whatever way I want to live. I can eat well and sleep and without having to be ready to beat it at the sight of a cop. Gerard, in most melodramas, the villain is foolish enough to delay his killing long enough to be frustrated. You are much luckier, right? So he is trying to tell the intruder. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll end our today's session over here, because still the chapter is quite lengthy and the remaining part of the chapter will continue in the next lecture. Okay, so that's it for today, everyone. I thank you everyone for listening to me carefully. Take care of yourself, stay healthy, stay safe. Bye.